Alright, so what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be somewhat of a recap of what happened at the second King of the Hill race up at Paradise Drag Strip in Calhoun, Georgia. It's straight up 75, I-75. Like I said before, with there being two cars into the streetcar race, the last race there was three. Actually, there was three cars in this streetcar race as well, but one of the cars, it was an all-wheel drive or a 4x4 pickup truck. I believe it was turbo. I thought I saw a wastegate on it, but the other driver was uncomfortable with allowing a four-wheel drive or 4x4 vehicle run in the streetcar class that wasn't supposed to be all-wheel drive, right? Especially dope prep. Me personally, I was in the mindset of, the more the merrier, but if he's gonna run and that's not part of the rules, I would say he give us a hit or give us a car, not head up on a no prep track, and you got all four wheels. Even if you said you'll leave it in two-wheel drive, who knows? We don't know. You can't take it out, but it is what it is. So after I won the streetcar race, I turned around and I put that money right into the second chance for small tire race. They allowed me to go in a small tire race just to give the spectators something more to watch. Looking at my boost run, I commanded 44 dome pressure, 44 to 45 dome PSI on the wastegate. It only ran 38, right, which net turned out to be around 27 PSI on the top end. So once it got to the big end, I was at 27 PSI. However, that was a nitrous car. So he jumped out of me from 60 foot, and as soon as I saw him jump out of me, I could scramble. Now, thankfully, again, like I said in the last video, thankfully my car did not scramble because I had 10 extra PSI on the dome, which would have pushed the dome pressure to 55 PSI. 55 PSI, if it actually ran that, would have netted somewhere, produced around maybe 40 PSI a boost. That car would either went, it would have went, or it would have blown. But if it would have went, I'm almost 100% sure I would have won that race. Because running the normal boost curve I normally run, it was a bump. I think he got me by a bumper. As you can see, as I slow it down here, about 330, it was the 330 mark somewhere in there, he had me by a car. About 400 foot mark, I was on his bumper. A little bit past about the 500 foot mark, I was at his door. And I know by the time we crossed that line, because I was looking at my car and looking at his in the driver's seat, I wish I had my camera on. I would have it next time. I was looking at my car, looking at his, looking at my car, looking at his, like, am I gonna catch him? And he had to nose me out by a bumper because I was mile an hour and like a mother sucker. It was pulling. It was all right, pulling. So here is the data log for that pass. Let me just show you. Pay attention to this area right here, right? And target, okay? So target is what we are commanding on the boost curve here. And I should relabel that from target to, it should be target dome pressure. And this is our actual dome pressure right here. So let's see what I'm targeting for dome pressure versus what my actual dome pressure is. Okay. Again, so that's the trans brake on right here. And watch that dome pressure. I'm targeting 42 dome pressure right now. It gets to 33, 34. That's about it. 36 is it. And then right there is where I hit the scramble. 43. That's the scramble right there. That's that extra 10. That moment is when I hit the scramble. So I hit the scramble almost 1 second into the pass. 1 second into the pass, I hit the scramble.
Oh, damn.
Because he had jumped out on me. So about a 60 foot, he was in front of me. So 1 second in, I was like, oh crap, scramble time, right? and it didn't happen. Right, because my dome pressure, as you can see, it went up a little bit, but it stayed in the 30s, never even hit the 40s. All right, and then I got off the scramble because I had a shift. That's when I got off the scramble, the shift. And then, as you can see, I got back on it, and I held it the whole way, but my dome, actually I got off again, the shift again, right there. But then I held it the rest of the way, and nothing. All right, but we're gonna figure that out. So I'm in my trailer, and I got a problem with my CO2. So either my regulator is bad over there, and it's not putting out what the gauge says it's putting out, or my sensor is off under the hood. So I'm going to test that, which I'm going to supply air pressure to it, a lot of air pressure to the CO2 valves, which could be the CO2 valves, and see if I can read it on my laptop, see if it does what I said it was supposed to do, because I was commanding 44 on the dome, but it only went to 34 or 31 on the dome. All right, guys, so I got this rigged up, right? I actually had that was in my CO2 regulator up top, so it screwed, it worked, put it right in here. So now all I got to do is hook the holes in here, like so. All I gotta do is hook the holes in here like that. All right, now go crank up my air pressure. Right, and I might just get an air pressure tank to put in here, right, just to keep it. So now all I gotta do is go hook up my air pressure tank, turn this on, and then I can regulate how much air pressure put in there, and then test it. All right, so I got the air pressure connected. You hear my dang on, let's zoom out. Let's turn this on. All right, and let's supply I'm gonna put, all right, that's 63 psi on there, right? So now let's see what that dome pressure does. All right, got the trans button pressed. There we go. There we go. It's only reading 36. We got 62 psi of air going in there. Let's bump it up to 80. See what happens. 85 psi. So let's see what happens on the dome pressure. Trans brake, floor. All right, so what I'm noticing is I need 80 psi. Trans brake, floor. There we go, right there. Override 47. Yeah, it's still at 83. So let's see if I hit it with just flooring it, see if it gets up. 37. And dropping. So doesn't look like, it might be an air pressure problem. There we go. Still got 80 psi. Trans brake, floor. There you go. It ran 45, man.
All right, guys, so we figured out the problem. The problem was that my regulator just couldn't supply that much pressure, right? It needs 80 PSI coming from the bottle to be able to regulate, for the valves to be able to put 40 something PSI on top of the domes, right? Because I noticed once I upped my air pressure to around 80, 85, then I was able to run that dome pressure of 40 to 45, right? But you have to set your regulator to flowing pressure. If you set your regulator while your valves are closed, then once you open the valves, that pressure is going to drop below what you set it at, right? But it needs to be set higher. My regulator that I had only goes to 60 PSI. Now, mind you, I could have used another one and just, I did have other regulators, but I got one from Motion Raceworks, this guy right here. So we're gonna get this installed, put it on there next time, and it should do the job. See, that regulating pressure goes up to 600 PSI, right? My other one only went up to 60. I'm gonna regulate it to 100, right? I only need 100. It may be even less than that, but I'm gonna try to put it at 100. So if I can get 100 PSI coming out of that bottle, we should be good to go. Should be able to run all the boosts that I'm gonna need for this motor, right? So if y'all haven't already, guys, if you're still here, hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that like button and comment something down below. It really helps the channel out, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully this Saturday we'll go racing, maybe Middle Georgia. I've been looking at the entry, how much to get in for the family and myself, the buy-in for the race, the tech card. Start adding up, man. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it this weekend, but I'm gonna try. We'll see how it goes. Y'all make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.